I hope you all are having a great week. So, your friend Book Teddy is back with a new book. It is Life's Amazing Secrets by Gaur Gopal Das. So, Gaur Gopal Das is a very celebrated monk. He belongs to ISKCON and he jet sets across the world, gives a lot of seminars and lectures, and they are very interesting. And he has written this book, and this book is also very interesting. It gives you little doses of life hacks so it doesn't overwhelm you, and it is so interesting with a lot of stories and anecdotes, so it just keeps you hitched. So let's start. So our story starts with our monk Gaur Gopal going to his friends Harry and Lalita Iyer's home. Now Harry is our typical IIT Howard guy, so very qualified, having a high paying job with seven-figure salary and owning a Lexus, home in a high rise in Worli. So what not, he has everything that the world can offer. Lalita is also very accomplished. She's a pediatrician, studied in US and now working in a very good hospital. Gaur Gopal, our monk, is amazed to see that despite being so qualified and so accomplished, both of them are so humble, and he's very happy to be in their home. So after the lunch and a lot of gupshup, he starts to leave for his ashram. So Harry asks him whether he can drop him off to his ashram, and Gaur Gopal readily agrees. So our whole book is a kind of conversation between Harry and Gaur Gopal. So Harry, being highly accomplished and having everything the world could offer, he was not happy. Our monk realized that we often tend to take people at their face value. So, whatever they have outside, so whatever wealth they have or anything else they have, we tend to equate that to their inner happiness. But that is not always the case. Even we always feel that, the people who are rich, they should always be happy because they have that kind of facilities. But that is not always the case. So, what was the issue? In the first place, he didn't want to go to IIT for his studies, and then Harvard, and now he didn't even like his job. But because he was used to the kind of lifestyle, he didn't want to leave his job. If we would have been in the monk's place, what would have we done? I think we would have given a lot of suggestions or some kind of advice, or just you do this, you do that kind of a thing. But the monk, being the wise person, he lent him a patient ear. It is not usually that people want solutions or advice from us. They usually just want a patient ear. So, he brought a lot of positive energy and non judgmental energy into this conversation and patiently heard him out. After some time, both of them got stuck in a traffic jam. Harry was looking desperate, desperate for a way out. Way out of what? Of the jam, of course, and his misery. And he looked out for help. Then the monk gave him the allegory of a car. Our life is like that of a car. Four tires balance out the car and it drives forward. Similarly, our life is also based on four tires which takes it forward. Our personal self, our relationships, our work life, and our social contribution. Initially, we have to work on our personal self. Then only we can make a contribution, a positive contribution to our relationships, and thereafter we can contribute to our work life. And finally, when all the three of them are set, we can make a social contribution. And when all the four of them are balanced, then our life can meaningfully move forward. So, something about the personal life first. When Gaur Gopal was a young monk in the ashram, one day he got fed up and stormed into the room of his guru. His guru made him sit and asked him what the issue was. For the next 45 minutes, Gaur Gopal listed down all the negative things that were present in the ashram. All the negative things, all the negative people. His guru smiled. And even I smiled after reading this, because isn't this what we also do? We keep on looking for the negatives. How many people died? How many cases of COVID are there? How many people are losing out on their job? The economy is not doing well. There are no cricket matches. So many negatives in the world. And we try to focus on them only. But what did his guru do? He smiled And for the next 45 minutes, he listed down positive things about all the things and all the people for which Gaur Gopal had complained. At that point of time, Gaur Gopal, our monk, understood. Our mind is trained to look at negatives because it is a kind of survival mechanism. But like a guru, we have to steer our mind towards the positive things. But saying this is so easy and doing so difficult. So, how can we do this? The first way to do this is to take a pause out of your busy lives of WhatsApp, office, emails, this, that. Take a pause. Look at a beautiful flower. Look at the birds flying. Look at the clear night sky with thousands of stars. Maybe look at the calm ocean. This will give you a lot of calmness and a sense of perspective. The second way to do this is to maintain a gratitude log. Every day, note down what things in your life are going good and what are you grateful for. In the long run, when you read this log, it will be a very powerful tool to uplift your mood and strengthen you. Still, even after doing so many things, some amount of negativity may seep in. We may stress out over our jobs, maybe our kids' education, maybe retirement. So many things can happen. For this, our monk has given us a very simple formula. Can you do something about it? When you face a stressful situation, ask this question. Can you do something about it? If the answer is yes, good enough. If you can do something about it, then why worry? And if the answer is no, and you can't do anything about it, then why worry? Right? So, if there are a lot of job losses and you're worried about your job loss, maybe whether you'll have a job or not have a job, can you do anything about it? If yes, then do it and don't worry about it. But if you cannot do anything about it, then why worry? Worry is something which does not affect the future event, it's just in our heads. But it definitely affects our present and saps us of any joy which we are having in the present. So, why worry? After listening to all this wisdom, Harry became a little okay and started opening up a little. He asked our monk how can he improve his relationship with his wife and siblings. Then the monk explained that we perceive people in five different ways. Either we see only bad in people and magnify it, or we see good and bad both but choose to focus only on bad, or we see good and bad both but we are neutral towards both of it, or we see good and bad both but try to focus on the good. And the fifth way is we see only good in people. The ideal state is the fourth one. We should always see the good and bad both in people, but we should choose to focus on the good. Even if we always try to do it, sometimes people just piss us off. I mean, we are so angry at people sometimes. Some harsh words, some, comment, some taunt, and it just strikes our mind, and we are so furious with people. And when such anger strikes us, we have to be patient. We have to take one step back and disassociate the comment or the problem or the issue from the person. It should not be his problem or my problem. It should be the problem. It should not be his comment or comment on me. It should be the comment. When you disassociate the problem or the taunt or the comment from the person, it gives you a lot of perspective and it controls your anger. And once the anger is controlled, one controlled anger can save a huge amount of regret later. Finally, one of the most interesting things I have read in the book is we tend to give people a lot of suggestions or advice, whether the person has asked for it or not asked for it, or we just want to give it and that's why we have given. We have seen the situation, we have talked to the person, and we have given the suggestion for free, right? We consider it as our right and as our duty to give a lot of suggestions or a kind of advice. But that is what is wrong. Before giving suggestion to anyone, we have to ask these four questions to ourselves. The first one, Am I the right person to give this suggestion? The second one, do I have the right motive behind giving this suggestion? The third one, am I having the right way to communicate the suggestion or advice? And the fourth one, is this the right time to communicate the advice or suggestions? If we ask these four questions to ourselves before giving away the advice will be very helpful to the other person, very constructive, and it will help to resolve a lot of issues and will not cause a lot of struggles or quarrels between the people. So, finally, being a monk, he has talked about spirituality. Spirituality, according to him, is a journey from being selfish to becoming selfless. And it is not a final destination, but an ongoing evolution. According to Aldous Huxley, experience is not what happens to man, but what a man does to what happens to him. Finally, the traffic jam is clearing, both the physical traffic jam and the traffic jam in Harry's mind. Listening to our monk, he gets a lot of clarity and a lot of purpose, and he finds that yes, he can handle his life again, he can improve it, and he can imbibe all the suggestions to make it all the more better. And I find that if we try to implement the suggestions given in this book, they're not very difficult to implement. They are an everyday activity, small activity, but I think in the long run, it can create a huge impact in our lives by making it more beautiful, more impactful, and more peaceful and calm. So on that note, I would like to take your leave. I hope you like my videos. If you like them, press the like button, subscribe to my channel. I come up with new videos every Wednesday and every Sunday. So till then, take care and bye-bye.